Have you ever sat down to do something creative, whether that's writing, journaling, making a song, making a video, and it feels like your mind is just blocked? Like you can't think clearly. You're constantly thinking about what there is to do throughout your day, thinking of the next task after you're done your creative session. You feel like you can't rest. You can't slow down. If you've ever been here, you are not alone. And this is not a you problem, but it's actually your body's way of entering into a protective mechanism or mode to keep you safe. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about our threat response and how that affects us being able to be creative and to release our ideas and form them into art. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what you can do if you're in that state in order to overcome, sorry, I just got a notification on my phone. What you can do in order to work through the fear, fight or flight state, trauma response, threat response, and how you can move into a place of stillness where you're able to create your best work. So my name's Mike. I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm an engineer by trade, and I have a passion for creativity and talking about things of the creative nature. I help people write music. I help people learn guitar. I've taught guitar lessons in the past and am teaching songwriting coaching. So if that's something that you're interested in, drop a comment. I'd love to connect with you and help you on your journey. Back to the topic, why is stillness so important, and how do we get from a place of hurried, rushed mentality to a place of stillness where we can create? A little bit about our fight or flight response. This is sort of an evolved mechanism that, if you think of in the past, if we are coming up against predators or things that are threatening, like there's a lion or a tiger in front of you, you're not going to be at peace thinking of the next song you're going to write. You're going to be like, oh, there's a lion in front of me. I gotta run. Your body's just going to automatically kick in that response. And so the problem with this is, it's great for helping us survive, but the problem is when we're in that state, our minds are not thinking of, if we're in that state and we actually are safe, there are no threats in front of us. Like right now, I'm in my apartment, I'm filming a video, talking, and there's no immediate threat. So the fact that I'm able to be still, my mind is able to think clearly, allows me to talk and to create this video and share thoughts that are meaningful and beneficial. If I were in a state of fight or flight, my mind would be thinking about, oh, there's this email that I didn't reply to. That's scary. I need to reply to this email from my boss, and I'm thinking about work, or I'm thinking about the tasks that I have to do after I film this, or, what a conversation that I had with my girlfriend the other week that, is on my mind. That would be an example of being in a fight or flight, sort of hurried, restless state. And it's important to be still because, like I said, our best ideas come when we are in a place of stillness. When we're able to be calm, be relaxed, be open, be taking in, whether that's things that we see or things that we hear, senses, information from our senses. When we're able to be in this place of stillness, that's where our best ideas come from. Yeah. So I've got my notes in front of me. I'm just kind of looking at them. And this all stems from needing to feel safe, needing to feel secure. And in a lot of times in our modern world, when we're simply at home, at rest, we are generally safe. And it takes, practice when we're in a world that is so hurried and so fast-paced. A lot of us operate generally in a fight or flight, quick, moving fast, doing things, producing state that it can take time and it can take practice to slow down to be in your best, most open state for creating. So, how do we enter this state of relaxation? Well, I won't overload you with different methods or topics. There's probably a lot of videos online that you can go look to on how to calm and regulate your nervous system. You could do a meditation, a breathing exercise. For me, what I like to do is, I'm a person who I tend to experience anxiety a lot. I have wrestled and struggled with this feeling for a while. And so when I feel anxiety, I typically feel it in my chest and in my arms, and this can prevent me from thinking clearly. So what I like to do is I like to do a little shake. Like I'll envision there's, anxiety, there's energy in my body, and just simply shaking the arms, I'll shake both arms, just kind of shake the anxiety out. And this helps me go from maybe I'm feeling like 70% anxious. This will bring me down to like 60 or 50% anxious. It doesn't like fully go away, but it helps me start to bring more blood flow back to my brain and the prefrontal cortex, which is like the thinking executive part of your brain. It helps me just to kind of like re-engage my brain and come back online. Another thing that you can do that I recommend is called box breathing. This is where you will try to regulate and slow down your breathing so that your brain sort of disengages with that hurried threat response. So box breathing is when you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds, you breathe out for 4 seconds, and then you hold for 4 seconds. So you can kind of think of it like 4, 4, 4, 4, like a box. So yeah, the physical release of shaking your body, moving your body, is helpful to get out anxiety. You can also do exercise, like running is really helpful. Yoga, I like to practice yoga, or going to the gym and lifting weights, just anything to like move and kind of get your body moving to be more present in your body than you are in your mind. So doing that and then breathing, those are two exercises that you can do that are simple that will help you move into a state of regulation and where your brain and your mind are online. We can even look at, if you're a spiritual person, you can look at the person of Jesus, who frequently would withdraw into desolate places to connect with himself, to connect with God the Father, God within him. I believe that we all possess the Spirit of God within us. We're all made in the image of God. And so we have a spiritual component to our lives, to our identities. And we can slow down and connect with God, or connect with the Spirit in us, connect with stillness, with presence. And by doing so, a lot of times we will have spontaneously generated ideas that can turn into our best works of art. So, noting that, my challenge to you this week is to spend some time before you create in stillness. Spend 5 minutes if you have a creative session planned, if you're getting together with friends to make music, or you're just sitting down to write a song or brainstorming ideas for a film, then take some time and simply just be still. Be still before you start creating. 5 minutes, practice breathing. If you have anxiety, practice, moving your body, trying to locate the emotion and release it. And if you do that, I will be curious to see what kind of works you produce, because our best ideas come when we are still and when our brains are online. So thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.